Hey, this is Nancy Blanchard, and I can be reached on LinkedIn at Nancy Blanchard, as well as Twitter or X. And you are listening to and watching this evening the AV Life.
Hello, everyone. I am Murphy Daly, @written by Murphy on all the socials. I'm an AV veteran, an author, a project manager, and a crew member here on the AV Life.
And I'm your host, Tim Van Woeart, coming at you from the great state of New Jersey and Rutgers University in Newark and HETMA and higheredav.com. You are watching and listening to the AV Life. All right, we are back. Murphy, Nancy, hello. How are we all doing tonight?
We're peachy keen.
Nice.
90-degree weather. I'm getting tired of it.
Yeah, that's happening.
You could have a little bit of my 60-degree weather I'm getting right now.
Well, I'll take
So I think it's 60 right now.
Means I get to go out for a walk. It's like killing my walk and hike because it's too hot.
Yeah. Well, I don't know how to dress anymore because we were in the 80s the last 2 days, and then today it dropped back down again. I left my hoodie at home. So, but before we get too deep into conversation, I'm going to bring in our guest tonight, and I will let him introduce himself. But ladies and gentlemen, here is Chris Kelly from Creighton. How are you, Chris?
Good. Glad to be here. Long-time listener, first-time caller. So I work at Creighton, and I'm very happy to be here tonight.
All right. Well, and so what does your job entail for over there, if you don't mind us asking?
So at Creighton, I'm a senior IT support specialist, and basically what that means is kind of the tier 2, lower end of tier 3 support for the classroom audio, video systems. We also just kind of recently had our architect designer for classroom systems leave Creighton, so kind of filling the little bit of vacuum that was created by his leaving. So getting into some blueprints and stuff like that, touching on a little bit of some of the stuff that Murphy talks about a little bit. It's exciting.
Nice. Very cool. Well, that's always exciting to have new opportunities like that. So, sorry, Nancy, you were saying?
Yeah, and wear multiple hats.
Wear multiple hats, yes.
Where is Creighton located?
So Creighton is in Omaha, Nebraska, right by the middle of the country. Some might call it a flyover area. We're around 10,000, about halfway split between graduate and undergraduate students. Primary campus is here in Omaha, but we do have a building down in Phoenix. So I've gone down there and I've worked on that building a little bit. And then we're also working on more space for a building we have down in the Dominican Republic as well.
Okay.
Nice.
Wow.
So, and sorry, my brain is just going with Counting Crows right now, but that's my own musical brain that just goes there. So
wait a minute. Okay, what? Which
Counting Crows, they have a song called Omaha. And
yes,
I think it's called Omaha, right?
I love that. I'm a huge fan of them. Yeah.
It's off of their August and everything. Yeah, somewhere in Middle America. Yeah, it's from their. I think their big album that had Mr. Jones and all that. August and everything after. So yes, I am a child of the 80s and 90s, folks. So yes, this is where my brain goes.
I just on the Instagram just recorded Round Here.
Oh, nice.
It was a fun one to sing and play. So.
Oh, I'll have to go back and find that.
Yeah, well, yeah. It's my project I'm doing.
Yeah, I've noticed there's been some more musical projects from you as of late.
Yes. So I have more free time because my contract ended. So I'm no longer a water contractor. So now I'm like, so I can do some of the other things like finish that project management book. And Chris, absolutely, we can talk about it. It's almost done. It's about
I've heard
8,000 words and 90 pages, and it's amazing. And I need to finish tweaking the user acceptance test section, make a cover, edit the whole thing, lay it out, and get it out there.
I'm not used to having such a view into kind of the process, because I've heard through episodes of the AV Life you kind of referencing and talking about working through the final steps of the book being done.
It's happening.
Oh, and that's really cool. And you know what? I will say, so it's been awesome hearing Murphy talk about her book over this time, and we are super excited for that. But also another AV tweet of ours, Mark Coxon has been releasing a book week by week, and it has been amazing. Like I haven't read, admittedly, I didn't read yesterday's yet, and I was so ready for it too, because it was talking about Snickers, and I was like, it's like one of my favorite candy bars. I was ready to read it, and then I got sidetracked with other things, and I haven't circled back to it yet. So, but yeah, for our folks, and I'm name dropping him here because I think it's a great concept that he has. If you haven't had a chance to sign up for Mark's Substack for his book that he's releasing literally week by week. And so it makes it easy reading then, because you're getting it, and it gives you time to process and things like that. So do sign up for that. Go find his profile on LinkedIn and go find it. So,
and he's an experienced author. He's doing what in the author world, book writing world, is crowdsourcing the book.
Crowdsourcing, yes, there you go.
Yes, which is how many excellent books came into the world. One of my favorites that I went on Coxon show a long time ago, his podcast a long time ago, talked about was The Martian. The Martian is one of them. John dies at the end. Another one. Books turned into movies. Anyway, things like that. So this is a kind of a good way to do it, to keep a person motivated and get feedback along the way. I don't do it that way, but I think it's super cool, and I almost wish I could think that way. But he's like ready to go, and he's a very connected kind of man of the people in that way. So I think this is a good way for him to birth this book that he's got inside of him.
The next book, Murphy. The next one.
The next one. There you go.
And even if you're not signed up with Substack, which I'm not, is Mark posts it when he's available on LinkedIn.
So, like, how much is he releasing per week?
It's kind of a chapter, but it's like
it's
there's a
long.
It's like a topic almost, like you know. But yeah, I guess you could say it's a chapter per week. So it's but yeah, so I will say that I think it was one of the first, the first one he released, where he was talking about it was pitching time with like a C-level person, and that person was like, "All right, you got 5 minutes." It's like he's trying to pitch this idea in like 5 minutes, and he did such a great job with it, and he had him so engaged that he gained extra time. And you know, sometimes the victories and the gains that you get are in getting that extra time. And I thought that was really cool, like being able to do that. Kind of makes you rethink about how you need to focus on certain details and be able to present ideas in a very concise way, which, as one who's a little neurodivergent, is hard to do sometimes.
Yeah, the ideas can kind of transition and jump off to different adjacent things. And
yes.
We wander, and yeah, it can be hard to try and get those very key points in a very good logical flow to get everyone kind of tracking. So Murphy, do you have like an expected like date of release or anything like that yet?
This will be my 5th published book, and I have learned that I don't do well under those kinds of deadlines. So since I now have free time, I'm like, oh, we're really close. And I have this list that I keep going through, like, okay, what do I have left to do? What do I have left to do? It's getting down to like 4 things. And so it's very likely it could be done. Being ready for publication and then picking a time for publication. I'm self-publishing because I don't like other things getting in my way. So, and that's so easy to do right now. So I'm like, yeah, sure. Other people can go get publishers, but I don't like that. So not my thing. So I will choose the right time. And when the time comes, as I kind of discussed with Tim and the crew here, I'm going to go on a podcast tour and talk about it and say what it is and start telling people this is this cool thing. Many of the pieces, honestly, were essays written on rave pubs. So then I started realizing, wait, this could be a book, and started forming it into it. So.
Well, as we have stated, we have the exclusive release with Murphy. So
stay tuned.
That's what we've always liked that here on the AV Life is the exclusives. So we've got that.
Right.
So we're looking forward to that. Before we get too deep, and not that I really want to down everything here, it is fitting that we are recording here tonight on September the 16th. It is our creator's birthday today, Corey Moss. So today would have been his birthday. So we remember him for this episode, and we'll dedicate it to him and to what he's created, and I'm glad that we get to continue it on for him. And yeah, he also liked the exclusives. Corey was always about that, so it's I'm glad we could still do that for him as well. So here's to you, Corey, and happy birthday, sir.
Well, and how many people get something to kind of carry on in their name after 300 episodes? Like that's impressive.
This
and
is like
name going on.
Like we talked about, like this, there's only 1% or less of all podcasts that have ever been created that have gone this far. So, and we've done I will say we've done a great job of playing catch up over the last month or so. So I think actually I have to thank Ryan Gray for that and his support and the rest of the HETMA crew that have been helping out get all the podcast episodes out. We've got a nice system going now, so these episodes will come out a little more frequently. And we're working on like tweaking little things as they come out, and we are also going to bring back the firing range. We actually have an article for that for later tonight. So pew pew, yeah. So we're excited to bring that back as a fan favorite, and clearly had to be done tonight as well. So going back to you, Murphy, I believe you have a PM minute for us tonight.
Yes.
Speaking of your AV project management book.
That's right. So the PM minute today is inspired by the fact that my contract came to an end and the job came to an end. And I thought it was going to go longer because the project itself was still going, but that is not what happened. The business, well, not a business, but the institution decided that I wasn't needed anymore. They were going to go a different direction. And that happens. I go, oh, so I was cut loose. And that can happen with projects too. It's actually really important to know when to call it. Sometimes projects can happen. They can get going. There can be a lot of momentum and this is going to happen. And there can be a bunch of people and there will come a time once in a while when the project has to be done. Sometimes sometimes the customer who asked for the project and is going to pay for the project says, nope, we're not doing it anymore. Sometimes the project may end up being reformed and rolled into something else so that the team that I am part of or the team, gets redone. And so the project just basically becomes something that's no longer like recognizable in its form and it's just done. Mm-hmm. So knowing when and how to let it go is an important part of a project too. There can be an entire project. There can be a piece of a project where we go, oh, we were going to do this and we were going to have it. And it was going to be like these 3 sites. And then I go, oh, no, it's actually just 2. And you have to let that go quickly to take the time to make sure not to have energy being sucked off into a place where it's not needed. Mm-hmm. So this is something that definitely happens in projects, being aware of it and having my mindset as the project manager set to, oh, I did bring up the Martian, seal off, like if a spacesuit gets pierced, you want to have a system in place where it seals it off so you don't lose the oxygen. and the person is safe. So that resource of project management, the team that's working on a project that is no longer working on that part of the project can regroup, let it go, and do the other work that is always waiting. So from time to time, projects die.
Sometimes projects die.
In the words of the great prophet, oh, let it go.
Let it go.
Let it go.
That was what kept rolling through my head. I'm
Right,
like,
right.
I see Elsa. I'm knocking things over on my desk. I see Elsa with her hands and shooting the snow everywhere. The Disney brain, it just doesn't stop either. So
right.
I'm gonna move my Darth Vader helmet off my desk.
I've never talked about
Disney
that
brain.
before. I've never talked about that before, but I thought, that is appropriate to what's happening in my life right now. And it does happen in projects. Every once in a while, you got to go,
And that's it. And it's a rarity though. Like, I feel like most projects that,
it is fairly rare.
It is. I think that, like, you have to pull the plug on it, like, at some point. Now, I will say certain aspects of projects, like you were saying, a multifaceted project, sometimes, like, you have to let one section go because it's not feasible. It's turning to be more out of scope or whatever the reasoning may be. Right. But like pulling the plug on a full project, that's a different beast. I feel like, it's like, as far as the frequency at which something like that happens. And maybe it's just my naive higher ed, brain.
Well, and sometimes like projects can be divided up to like, oh, we're going to sell that part of the company. That's gone. So that can happen. Or, guess what? You're sold. So you go in a different direction, or you have, these different parts that have to be ready to.
Well, it's actually, it's funny, Murphy, that you bring it up that way, is that it was kind of similar when I left Rutgers, New Brunswick. Like, there were certain projects I was working on that I had to either, my boss and I like decided, I'm like, is it something that we need to pass off to somebody else to continue, or is it something we just gotta let it go? And that's a hard, because like there's a lot, especially when you've spent time and effort and
yes,
then you're looking at the team and like, okay, who can handle this on top of their other work? So it's like, all right, let's put more on somebody else's plate. That's also hard to do, like, from a management perspective, like, to be like looking at, like, knowing what all your other colleagues are doing with their own projects, to then also say, hey, by the way, can you take this as well? Because
so now that you think about it, you're like, actually,
because I don't think
maybe not so bad.
Because you don't think of it, at least I didn't think of it that way, like that project is ending. It's just, it's transferring. Like, as far as my involvement is concerned, it's ending. But yes, you're right, Murphy. It does happen, I think, more frequently than. See, I come to so many realizations on this show. Chris Neto did it to me a couple months ago when we talked about COVID, and it's, so I am easily persuaded here.
So the other thing too is, I was going to say, one of the ways to help when projects die, or things move around, is documentation. Carefully mentioned in the book that is to come. But yes, like, having projects can die, like they can be like, we're not going to do it right now, but you're pretty sure it's going to happen in a year. So like, okay, put all the work that you did in a way that you're going to remember what it was, so that you can pick it up later when they do pick it up. Or even if you are, for example, onto bigger and better things, somebody else could find it. So the person who is there can go, what did they do? And you can save the money because you did the work to build that sandcastle. And maybe if you cover it up and put it, it's still there. So
you, as someone working on the project, who is a contracted person external to the agency that's doing the thing, how are you getting that knowledge encapsulated and written for a way so that place can take it and move on with it, even though you are no longer working with them.
That would require the place that no longer has the benefit of me to engage enough to receive the knowledge transfer. So having a good system inside of a project management office, inside of an organization, is really helpful to keep that labor. So you asked a great question, Chris. Yeah, a lot of it just gets spilled like a soda on the beach. And it's tragic, and I hate it, but it happens. I would like for it not to happen as frequently. I would love for the work that gets done in these organizations across the world to benefit from the work that's done by their teams, and perhaps more of it can be captured in the future.
As opposed to many hours of work, blood, sweat, and tears going to waste because it's no longer deemed worthwhile. Deemed worthwhile. It is possible that those who ought to be minding the bank where all this treasure lies are ignorant and don't know what to deem, or not deeming anything. So yeah, that happens. Not to be dark or anything. Somebody should be paying attention, and I know that there are many who do.
Yeah. I guess you would hope that, like, as if I was the one who is contracting out for the help, is that I would have a system in place to keep that knowledge that I've now paid for handsomely for, to be able to utilize after said person has moved on. So
yeah, that would be good.
That would be good.
Go ahead.
In the case of HETMA, there is an organization, a university, or a higher education entity that has a system that will continue on. And so having the system and having a good handoff and having an understanding of a regular way that things are done can keep that. Inside of a integrator company, they want to keep their customers, some of which who might be higher education customers and other Fortune 500 and fantastic customers. You want to keep them. You don't want to lose all that information when a person moves on for whatever reason. So having a system so that the managers can keep that is great.
Nice. Well, thank you very much, Murphy. That was a good PM minute, and I mean, Nancy, Chris, like, you did a great job. I was gonna say, and that's what I was gonna do. I was gonna open it up to Nancy and Chris for any additional comments before we move on.
No.
We've left Nancy speechless. All right. So yeah, I was to say it's been a whirlwind week for me, just between everything at home and everything at work, because we're in the middle of the semester. So like, I know the next big thing we got coming up here as a higher ed space is Educause. That's coming up at the end of October.
Golf Classic.
And the Golf Classic, yes. Which
is
when this episode comes out, it'll be happening. So how do I convince somebody to like go on the course with like a speaker and just play this episode?
That's funny.
I think Joe would kill me.
He would grab the microphone and start soft shoeing himself.
And you are listening to the AV Life here, folks.
Right.
May your drives be true and your putts straight.
And buy all the mulligan packages.
There you go. Buy those raffles. I'm sure it's going to be a great event. I know everyone's looking forward to it. It looks like the weather is going to behave. So that's
temp wise compared to last year, which was brutal.
Yeah.
But I did see it looked like there might be some rain.
There's a small chance that, yes, I saw there was a small chance of rain. I wonder if it's, here you go. Your live weather forecast here, folks, as we are, actually.
This is that content that they come for.
Yeah, this is what they're all here for.
Timely.
Yes.
Useful.
Well, here's the funny thing too, is that I'm doing this right now, and let's see. Oh, I didn't do that right. There we go. California. Here we go. Wow. Ooh, 102. Is it really 102 right now?
Some places.
Oh boy.
Murphy,
Maybe I got the wrong.
California. Maybe
I got the wrong place.
I'm in San Jose. I'm in Northern California, and Murphy's Southern.
Because it looks like the weather. If I might have the wrong. All right, so I'm not going to provide a weather report here because I'm not a meteorologist.
I am as the reporter in the field.
There you go.
On location. Right now,
we're going live to Murphy. We're going live to Murphy for the weather report in Southern California.
Yeah. Right now at 6:10, it is 90 degrees.
Okay, and then what's the forecast for Monday and Sunday and Monday?
So I believe it's in the mountains, or it might be in the desert. What's that? What's the?
Oh, it's a desert. It's La Quinta.
Oh yeah,
PGA.
Type of area.
It's PGA West, right?
That sounds right.
Greg Norman Court, PGA. I think it went up. Ooh.
Oh, right. I remember because I was asking Joe, and like, you mean the hotel? He's like, no, it's fancier than that.
Well, that's why I
separate thing.
Right, yeah. That's what I was going off of. But I'm like, no, it's not, because it's saying triple digits on Sunday and Monday again. So I think the forecast changed.
Yeah, it's way in the desert. It is like my previous work spot.
This episode will come out early in the morning on West Coast time. So if you happen to be listening to this and you haven't looked at the weather forecast yet, it's going to be 100 degrees today.
No, it's going to be beautiful. Everyone should
drink lots of water.
Drink heavily of whatever beverage of your choice.
Well, if it's alcohol, I would play it safe. We go alcohol, water. That way we don't pass out from dehydration or just from burning off the alcohol too fast.
Wear sunscreen.
Wear sunscreen. Yes. Wear hats are allowed, right? Like you can wear like a baseball hat, right?
Recommended.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Yeah.
So there you go.
Another tip from my time in Coachella. I found a cowboy hat that was kind of macrameed a bit. It was ish rope. But the point is, it was not a solid wall of hat. The wind could blow through it because there's a lot of wind. That way it wouldn't fly off. It would stay on my head and protect me from the sun. And still withstand the wind. So
nice.
Just a tip, if you have such a hat.
All right. So there you go. So yes, we have that, and we have the golf classic, and then I know there's some. You know what's funny? I'm noticing there's a lot of like little like roadshow type events happening lately. I know Crestron has something with Sennheiser, and I think Sony was doing some events, and Nareva and Sony are doing events. So like there's a lot of these partnership events. There you go. Yeah, with the Sony water bottle.
Thank you, Renee.
So there's a lot of that happening around this time as well. I will state my displeasure with the fact that Nareva Sony is not coming here to New Jersey, but I've already discussed that with my Nareva rep. So
let that go.
Yeah, I'll let that go. Let it go. And then I know at the end of October we have Educause, and also the roadshow, HETMA Roadshow that will be happening as well.
What school is going to be at?
Vanderbilt. All right. Yeah, that's BC. Yep. BC's got it this time.
BC's got it at Vanderbilt there. It's the day before actual Educause show floor opens up.
Yeah, the 27th October 27th.
Monday.
Yeah.
Whatever that Monday is.
I think that's what it is.
So Joe might be there then because he's going to Educause.
Yes. Joe will be making an appearance there. So, I'm speaking for him, but that I'm pretty sure that's what's happening. Oh, geez, I just had my calendar and I closed it. How dare I do that? 27th, yes. So.
Yeah, it should be a good roadshow there at Vanderbilt. We're actively working on that on the back end, and we've got some good sponsors, and we've got a great place set up at Vanderbilt, and it's real close to the Educause area for folks that are coming to Educause. So you could pick a place to stay that's within walking distance of both of them.
And Matt will be speaking on behalf of Logitech at Educause.
Nice.
Well, and at Educause, HETMA will have a space. I wouldn't say table. We will have a space kind of in the learning commons area where we will kind of set up a little banner and hand out some stuff and talk about HETMA, but not like a full-on represented table.
It's always so exciting hearing about the road shows as they come up. So I think it's an 11-hour drive. I wonder if I should just come down for the road show and then go back home. I can't go to Educause because it's too close to Halloween, and when you got a 10-year-old, it's just you got to be home for that. So that's what almost happened. When wasn't the COVID Infocom around the same time? I think I flew in on October 30th. I think it was around because I don't think they had Educause that year or something like everything lined up like perfectly.
That's happened so rarely.
Yeah. Yes, when everything lines up perfectly.
Yes.
Because usually there's some sort of conflict. So. But yeah.
Well, on the back end, I'm also working on scheduling my own road show. That's a little ways out, but July 9th, we're going to have one at Creighton here in Omaha.
Nice. There you go.
That's more Renee's territory, but yeah, I'm excited to try and have one here and getting it on the books as early as possible because it's a little bit, we haven't had one here and it's a little bit lower population area. I mean, we're still about around 800,000 to 900,000, but definitely not like a lot of the towns that are having them.
I'm putting it in my calendar right now, actually, because I meant to do it during our board and chairs meeting yesterday, and I forgot. It was one of those things like I was getting questions. I kept dropping in and out of the call because like things were happening, like because it's a Monday, it's early in the semester, so things happen. And then I heard you mention the date, and I was like, "Wait a minute!" And I missed it. So I didn't put it in my calendar. So it's going in my calendar right now. So that way I remember that it's there.
Yeah, right by where the College World Series happens here at the Creighton campus.
Oh, there you go. So there you go. There's your early save a date, folks, for July 9th. Now I could pretty much be certain we might be throwing one more in the mix there, but it's at least we got yours on the books there, Chris.
Yes, we are looking to have 4 next year, and we're currently nailing down the spots of those where we're looking to have them over the course of the next year.
Yeah.
Kind of looking to distribute among the United States, one in Canada for those Canada folks.
That's right. George Brown, it was really good. It was well attended. So I was trying to think where would be best. I think in Waterloo would be, because you want it to be accessible to everybody. And that's why I was surprised with George Brown, because there was even the Nariva manufacturer rep. He was stationed in Buffalo and he drove over so that he could exhibit there. But yeah.
And and the nice thing with Omaha is that, there's like an actual airport there. So,
and it's very close. It's like not even a 10-minute drive to campus from the airport here.
nice. Very cool.
Getting right to the heart of matters.
That's right.
It's somewhere in middle America,
Yeah, because a lot of people probably don't have a whole lot of idea, and so darn it, we'll get there.
I'm kind of curious what the flights
I
are
know.
like from New Jersey. I'm just checking it. I'm being nosy.
I've never been to Omaha. Those are the only states I haven't been to is like Idaho, North Dakota, South Dakota, Omaha, Montana, and Wyoming.
Have you been to Iowa though?
Haven't been there either.
Oh, yeah.
Don't they have
Technically,
a-
I live in Iowa and have most of my life, but we're right on that border.
Isn't that the
Oh.
place with the covered bridges?
Yes, the bridges of Madison County from the movie with Clint Eastwood.
Yeah.
A book before it was a movie.
There was one of those, yeah.
Well, Iowa's also Field of Dreams, but that's for us baseball people. But wait, when is that? That game's happening in July, I think, next year. Ooh, hold on. And I think I want to say it's like the White Sox and somebody else, and I'm trying to remember who it is, but.
And I know that they try and get some of the baseball stuff, like, so with the scheduling of our road show, I made sure it was after the College World Series, which happens in the June time, so we weren't fighting that, because that's obviously a nightmare down here.
Oh, it's August, and it's the Phillies versus the Twins. So, but yeah, I've always wanted to go out there. That's one of my favorite. I wouldn't say one of my favorite. It is my favorite baseball movie. So.
Oh wow!
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, just come on over, do a little road trip over there.
Yeah,
there's not a whole lot to see between here and there, but
how long of a drive would that be from Omaha up to there?
Oh God, I can't even remember where that is offhand.
Dyersville.
Dyersville.
All right, hold on. We're gonna keep doing it. These are the things you want to know, folks. So when you go out to
this is that
Omaha,
content.
Yeah, when you go out to Omaha to go to the HETMA Roadshow, maybe extend your trip a little bit, and you can go check out all these things in the area.
Oh, it's like in the opposite corner, so that's almost a 5-hour drive.
Oh, I mean,
that's closer to Chicago than it is to us.
Oh, all right, never mind. Oh, so we should have done that when we went out to Troy's. Whoops.
Yeah, on this corner we have less things.
Gotcha.
But sometimes our zoo is ranked like the top in the U.S.
Mm-hmm.
Really?
I always forget
San Diego.
I always forget that Omaha is like literally on the border. Like that is.
Yes. Yeah, it's right here on the Missouri River, and that's the thing that divides kind of Iowa and Omaha here.
Huh. Sorry, my geography is a little rusty from, elementary school.
I fear, my friends, that time is slipping away.
Oh, yes, it is. And we are getting sidetracked. And these people, I'm sure, are like, what the hell are they talking about at this point? So, all right. Anyway, you should go to the HETMA Roadshow in Nashville. While you're there, stay for Educause, and then save a date for Chris's roadshow in July 9th in Omaha. I'm going to keep calling it Creighton, and you say it differently.
Creighton. Like Creighton.
Yeah. Okay.
More like an A instead of an I.
Yeah, it's a Creighton. Yeah, Creighton. There you go. So Creighton. So yeah, put that in your books and save the date for next year for that. Yeah. So, I mean, Chris. So I'm gonna kind of open up to you a little bit before we wrap up here. You guys got anything new and interesting happening over at Creighton? I gotta pause myself to do it right. So
We are always working in different things. For a university of our size, kind of in the middle of nowhere, we are fortunate to have some technology that kind of punches a little bit above our weight class. We do some interesting things with, we try and keep a converged network as opposed to classrooms that are islands, which has its own bundle of hassles with it. So we are, often working with some folks, like the Autonates and the Sures and folks like QSYS on trying to make things work on a converged network when clock leaders and things like that can be a challenge. But we do have some wonderful technology for a school of our size, and we're always kind of trying to push that a little bit to see what we can do and standardizing on lecture capture. We are being about half and half divided between undergrad and grad school. We have a lot of our med school is a really big part of what we do. And so, we have a lot of restrictions and regulations about how long and what amount of things need to be recorded. So having classes all recorded, having recording as a standardized thing. There's always a lot going on here.
Who are you using as the backbone for the lecture captures?
We are a Panopto school.
Okay.
So we primarily standardize on, we're largely at Extron campus. And so we do a lot of SMP 351s, 352s for recording and sending to Panopto for our lecture capture.
Okay.
Nice. Well, and speaking of that, it has come to our attention that Zoom is throwing their hat into the ring on that as well.
On lecture capture?
On video management. Or how do they put it? Yeah, video management. The Zoom Video Hub is what they're calling it. So our friend Kevin Hartman shared that out and to our group, our Slack channel. So it's going to be interesting to see how they play in. Now, personally, Rutgers is a Kaltura campus, and but knowing the amount of content that we have stored there, I don't foresee us transitioning anytime soon.
Well, something like for us, with a lot of our trying to maintain synchronous classes between different locations. So we have a lot of things where we have our Omaha campus and our Phoenix campus trying to have classes at the same time. We have our lecture capture going on with Panopto, but we simultaneously have a Zoom going on. So we have something that's a bit more synchronous between the two classes. Because with Panopto, you've got that slight delay, and it doesn't allow for a truly integrated experience where you're feeling like you're in the same room. So we will have them do their lecture capture, but then we'll have a Zoom running like on a laptop or another window so that they can have a Zoom window up of their, the Phoenix campus or a room in Phoenix, so that they can be watching and seeing if a hand is raised or something like that, which the Panopto just has too much of a delay to feel like a truly in the room experience. So I'd be curious with the Zoom, what that allows for.
Yeah, it'd be interesting to see. Now, I admittedly, I did not click on the link to dig in to see what's happening. So that'll have to be see what's happening. So, but yeah, so all exciting thing. Well, that's really great, Chris. That's awesome to hear that. It's awesome to hear smaller colleges and universities to be doing bigger things like that. And from a admissions standpoint, that's cool to be able to tell interested students is by the way, it's all there, it's all done, and it's which we're still struggling with just getting faculty to record lectures. So
and we have a lot of what we rely on is our Center for Faculty Excellence says, you tell us when your class is and what classes you want recorded. And if it's all semester, give us the time. We will automatically schedule the recording for you. So it's sort of you don't need to do anything. You can hit stop if you want on the TLP when you're done. So you can hit stop. Otherwise, just let it run through the end of the class and it'll be done, to kind of make it a seamless experience for them to have their classes recorded. And so in a lot of our spaces, they're not even thinking about the fact that they're being recorded. It's just automatically doing it for them.
That sounds like a great way of doing it. And the more I've become familiar with like Canvas and all that, because with my new job, I'm having more direct contact with the instructional designers and things like that. I'm noticing that is very possible. So it's a good thought process for somebody to take through to kind of just reevaluate what you might even already have, and you can utilize it more effectively.
I want to say congratulations, Chris, on you're saying, hey, we're punching above what would be expected of what you've got. I like that. Takes commitment and some dedication, some vision. Like, hey, we're going to do this, and it doesn't matter if we're not fancy hoity-toity. You're like, getting it done. I like that.
I'm fairly new, admittedly, into the AV space, and I kind of took it for granted when I started here at Creighton. Like, oh, this is what we have. Started getting with HETMA, started talking to other schools, and I'm like, oh wow, like we're, for being in somewhat the middle of nowhere, Omaha, Nebraska, we've got some pretty impressive technology on campus.
Very cool. Anybody thinking about where they want to go for their university experience? Mr. Kelly's telling you the deal.
There you go.
We'll have a position posted before too long for.
Oh no, that wasn't what I meant. I meant students.
Student-wise, but also
that as well. But yes, our classroom architect position will be posted likely in the near future.
Very cool. Well, there you go. Go out to Middle America and go work with Chris. So, all right. So we've hit our 45-minute mark here. We haven't even touched the firing range, so let's get that going here. Pew pew.
Come back again.
Yeah. So we'll do this. Let's hold on. Let me pull up the our topic for today. So there's only 4 of us. So should we just split down the middle, or like my middle line here, like Nancy and Chris, and then myself and Murphy? Are we all right with that? All right.
Okay.
All right. Well, since I did that, then Nancy, you can take the pick of for or against our topic here once I bring it up. All right. So I pulled a Joe Way and I asked ChatGPT for tonight's topic.
Artificial intelligence is more artificial than ever.
Well, and here's the thing. It's funny because it actually brought back. Here's the topic. Should there be stricter regulations on deepfakes and synthetic media in the AV sector? So like all those videos that Joe Way made of like myself and him, and those are all the synthetic media, because clearly Joe and I were never running through a camp, campgrounds, and neither were like
real.
Yeah, it wasn't real, folks. Yeah, sorry, Chris. Sorry to burst your bubble. So should there be stricter regulations on things like that within the AV sector? Now, you could take it either way you want. If you're looking at this from a governmental regulation, or if you just think that we as AV professionals need to do a better job of this, or don't do anything, we'll leave it at that. So, Nancy, it's your choice.
Chris, what do you say? Guest choice.
Oh man, we should have regulations on it.
Yeah, that's
should.
What it is.
All right. Do you want to go first? You want to go first, or you want us to start?
Well, I can, because of the idea I was thinking of before, as I mentioned, was on LinkedIn for a bit, was that there were videos being posted, like I said, of the immersive experience. So you see like a building out in Times Square, and then all of a sudden, the animation and things of, you've got these creatures jumping out at you, or, other type of experiences. and then you find out that it's debunked, that wasn't even real at all. So, it becomes fantasy versus reality. And if you in AV are selling a solution, how serious are people going to take it?
All right. Murphy, you want to go, or do you want me to lead off?
I have a genius idea.
All right, go ahead.
Actually a serious idea.
Okay, go ahead. Let's hear it.
Wayback Machine 2012.
Okay.
I was putting in Cisco. What were those?
Strobe lights?
Cisco codecs.
Oh,
and we were trying to hook up the iPhones to it, and it would go green. What was that encryption thing? Do you guys remember what that was?
HTTP.
Yes, we need that so that all of the fake stuff has some sort of watermark or something that says this is what that is.
So you're saying that we don't need, so no regulation, but just
that would be the regulation.
That would be the regulation.
You can do whatever you want, make whatever thing you want, but it should be stamped. And people would know, oh, there's something on there that says this is what it is, and it should be that that could be how they manage. What was that?
HDCP.
HDCP, yes.
Yeah.
HDCP, something like that. That would block it. They would have to have it say, okay, anybody can do AI, but you have to put a little mark on the thing so people know. There's my idea.
All right. So you're all for regulation.
That is a regulation.
That is a regulation. So we're all.
Thank me later.
There you go. Well, it's recorded. So if somebody else does it after now,
I had the idea.
You've got it. Trademark Murphy Daly. Well, Chris, go ahead. I mean, I think it's go ahead if you want to go for or against, either way, go ahead, dude.
So there's always the concern. While people may say First Amendment, that we should have the freedom of speech to say whatever we want, obviously there are concerns and limitations that come with that. To know that someone could come, take this video, change what we say, make us say whatever they want us to say is a concern. They could make a fake that says that I want to threaten someone, that I'm doing terrible things at my university. We want to make sure that we're not allowing these things to happen without some amount of regulation. To know that there's absolute freedom of AI just opens too many doors for people to be able to get into criminal issues, legal liable issues. In our classrooms, we worry about if people are giving fake materials that might give fake education that could cause degrees to be questioned. If we're not using real information, the door is open for endless things to happen. And we need some amount of regulation to limit what can be done with deep fakes. Otherwise, Britney Spears could be getting married to Donald Trump, and it might be the real thing. Who would know?
I could see that.
Yeah, that would be. Yeah, and you bring up a great point, Chris, because when if you're faking something, I mean, that's a form of slander almost in a way. For we have laws that already exist for that sort of stuff. Where you're bringing down somebody by your words and true or usually in a false sense. So we did get a little off of that, but that's okay. I am personally, since we've already kind of we'll fix this going forward, but personally I'm yes, we need regulation on this. I think there have been too many instances as of late where I've seen it on Facebook where, videos or pictures will be created of celebrities or sports figures, and they will be giving credit for something, and it's usually clickbait. They do it for clickbait. They do it so you click on the link, so that way you get to that website to get that point, to get the marketing dollars, but also at the same time, I am, if I was to argue against the regulation, let it go. Let it be a free realm, but
Okay. I'm sorry.
Wild West.
No, I'm sorry. Because I was just excited about my idea and didn't realize I was supposed to be arguing against it. Sorry, guys. But
that's right.
Here's how I can twist it back into being non-regulated. It's something that the people do. It's not regulated by the government. That the entities, the people who are providers, will self-regulate, will self-govern.
Okay.
Capital.
This sounds like I was to say. This sounds like a around when the election was happening and everybody was talking about like the different things that were coming out for the different candidates and like whether it was true or whether it's not, and then they were like leaning towards Facebook and Instagram and whatever other social media sites to be like, well, you guys got to keep watch on this. It's like the government wasn't taking any part in it, so it's almost a similar conversation to that. Now I will say
similar conversation.
I've seen a few posts where they have put AI generated at the bottom. And it's usually like the last line, and you have to click through whatever hashtags and blah 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 that they have there, and the last thing is AI generated. So you have to
point font.
Right, exactly. Like they've shrunk it down to make sure.
I think a watermark would be helpful. Just a little thing on there that people would know to look for.
Mm-hmm. That's why, yeah. I think Murphy. I think you're on to something there. I think a watermark or yeah, actually, I think a watermark. I was even going to say an intro slide. I was thinking an intro slide, but that could be easily edited off and things like that. I mean, technically, so could a watermark, but
right. But okay, so if it were to actually be done, a watermark on the ones that are AI generated, and a watermark on the ones that are genuine. Like this is a genuine article, so something on there that says, a little thing that would indicate this is real from. I don't know how it would work out, but that there would be like something on any of them that would be saying, the where this comes from.
Okay.
And
anything that doesn't have a watermark would be like, oh, it's dicey. You don't know.
What administration would support doing that?
No, that's what I'm saying. It would be the technology rather than a government.
Okay.
Here's a thought, but yeah. All right.
Well, I think
pretty serious topic.
That was I gotta find one a little later next time. In my head, it was like, oh, this could be a fun conversation, and it's like, oh, this is pretty deep. So I gotta get back. I gotta get my my firing range hat back on a little more appropriately. Like right now, it's just kind of right now it's slightly tilted. So yeah, we'll get it better. So, hey, Chris, thank you so much for joining us here tonight. Glad to have you on the show.
So glad to be here. Y'all are a great group to be with. I was super excited. I had reached out to Tim asking about being on here. He's actually quite late at night for his time zone. And I was like, hey, what does it take to be on here? And he just immediately said, here's the way. And I was very excited to have him respond and just be able to hop on. So,
and that's all it takes, Chris. Like, and for those who are listening out there, if you've been like, hey, I think I'd like to join in on the conversation, please do. Just reach out, send us a message, whether it's on X or on LinkedIn or we share it from all of our accounts. So I'm sure one of you could find us somewhere for this, and we'll let you know. So yeah, it's not too hard. There's no big security to get in here. So
no, and an amazing group of people to be with. So thank you so much for the invite to be on.
Well, like I said, we're glad to have you with us tonight, Chris. Thank you for all your valuable insight tonight. Murphy and Nancy, thank you so much as always. Always a pleasure having the two of you on with me week in and week out. And to all of our listeners, thank you for chiming in. This one for you, Corey. And as always, until our next adventure.